Hi everyone, my name is Jiayi Lu. This is my EdTalk assignment, Pandemic and Children's Well-Being. If children do not want to go out to play, or they are afraid of meeting people, what would you think? In the past, I thought these children might be very shy or introverted. It would be better when they grew up. But if they did not behave in this way and everything has changed, do you still believe that? According to a group of Ottawa pediatricians, they said they're dealing with youngs with a wide range of mental health issues, from eating disorders to major depression, which were brought on by the pandemic. Due to this, the children mentioned in the beginning part might have a challenge on their mental health. And we found more and more children feel anxious and fearful when they are not getting ready for the changes. There is a growing worry about their well-being since the pandemic. What can we do? The pandemic has impacted the whole world a lot, especially our children. Since they had online classes for a long time, when they went back to school, their mental health got worse during the beginning. It might get better after they started interacting with other kids again, but that was a difficult transition. That might lead some children to meet the well-being crisis. For the newcomers, such as immigrant families, kids come to Canada with their parents. There are no other family members or friends they can interact with. The children's interactions are mainly in school. Their parents do not have enough time to accompany them as they have to work. They cannot plan a lot of activities like educators to let their children engage in. So what the children can do is just watching TV, playing with tablets, or by themselves. As time goes by, the effects on children due to interruptions by the pandemic are obvious. According to the Child and Young's Well-Being Review from Alberta, it reported increased stress, anxiety, grief, depression, eating disorders, self-harm, suicide, and suicidal ideation, and substance misuse among children and youth. The stress from the pandemic was responsible for the children's mental health. Children's mental health and well-being impact each other when they interact with the environment. When children meet a challenge in a poor environment, it cannot support their relationships with others, which can cause physical and mental health problems. What challenges are children meeting during the pandemic? First of all, young children are curious about the epidemic, such as why they need to wear masks and isolation. Meanwhile, there are tension and anxiety about the death of the virus that they do not understand. Even if infants do not quite understand what is happening, their parents often experience emotional ups and downs during the epidemic. Infants are sensitive enough to detect the family's atmosphere of anxiety, which might result in mental health problems. Next, under the stress of the epidemic, children might experience anxiety, panic, anger, and irritability. I believe this is the normal psychological reaction of facing stressful events, which is the embodiment of self-protection. The more repressed, the easier it is to be dominated by emotions. When facing negative emotions, children become sensitive and nervous and do not understand their feelings. What's more, pandemic disrupts familiar routines, which cause children to change their schedules and become addicted to TV and video games. Facing to these challenges, what shall we do to support children's well-being through pandemics? I think, as parents, they should manage their emotions well. Do not be too anxious and nervous in the face of the epidemic, and try to create a safe and harmonious family atmosphere. Parents should understand and control themselves, respond positively to the virus epidemic prevention measures. They can arrange the schedule with children together and spend more time accompanying them. For us, as early childhood educators, we can use children's language to explain the situation during the outbreak. For example, the painting is one of the best and easiest way to be accepted by children. Or picture books can help children understand the concepts of virus. Educators can also read stories about learning with the right attitude to face the problem to improve consciousness and form a good habit. I believe educators can play an important role in supporting children's mental health and well-being. We need to set up a rich environment, both indoor and outdoor, to increase the opportunities for child-adult interactions. Meanwhile, we should reach out to all the families, especially the children with challenging problems. Try to practical support or provide some suggestions to help them overcome the dilemma. I believe the rainbow comes after the storm. The actions from different sides will better support children's mental health and well-being through the pandemic. So, let's move on. Thank you for your listening.